do what you want to do in life, and that's the most for me the
best
best concept, to be honest. The best message. Hi, welcome to Pod Do. It's a podcast to talk about.
dance shows that we've seen in Manila.
Yeah. We
Okay.
didn't even say
Watched
your
it.
name.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
No, it's okay. We'll say it now.
Okay,
I'm
hi.
Rika.
Yeah, hi, and I'm Marla. If we're not familiar with the ballet terms, Padidu, the name Padidu, literally we just thought about it like 30 seconds ago.
Podidu meaning a podcast of two people.
Of two people.
Borrowing from the phrase
Padidu. PASDEDEUX.
which means
From
a
the
dance
ballet
for
term.
two.
Yeah, a ballet term, if you're not familiar, it means a dance for two. Yeah.
What are we gonna talk about today? What show are we gonna talk
Yeah,
about
so we're
today?
here to just basically talk about the recently concluded International Dance Day, a festival that happened for 5 days,
Yes.
starting with Wayne McGregor's show,
Autobiography.
and then folk dance, am I right?
Folk dance, and then
hip
ballet.
hop. No, street muna. Street
hip-hop.
street dance,
Street.
and then ballet, and then the last one was a contemporary.
And this was presented by
Samsung
Performing Arts Theater.
Yeah.
And Ayala Land.
So I think the first one that we're really going to be mainly focusing today is about the two dance shows, which are the Wayne McGregor's what's it
Autobiography.
Autobiography, sorry, and then the contemporary one that concluded the whole festival.
Which we were both part of.
Yes, we were both part of. Also, where are we from again? Bakit nga ba tayo nandito? Sorry, we also forgot to mention about like a brief history
Carry
of
na
our...
yan.
Di na.
Search na lang nila yan.
Search mo nila. Akala mo Googleable
Look
naman
na lang
tayo.
under sa description. I don't,
Hindi kami ganun
Side,
ka-importante.
okay lang. Carry
Sorry,
lang
baka
yan.
mamaya yung mga tao. Sino itong pilingera? And quick lang. Both of us were both dancers back in college. That's how we met. We were dance...
UP.
Yeah, we were in UP for our Bachelor's of Music major in dance. And then...
I went the academia route after failing as a... Wow.
Grabe naman.
Grabe.
Pero she was an apprentice for ballet.
Not
Ay, nagsabi.
apprentice.
Not apprentice, sorry. She was
Company
part of...
scholar
Sorry.
of
sorry,
Ballet
sorry.
Philippines. I never
Oh,
made
no.
it. Okay.
Okay.
But you were an apprentice
For
in
ballet
Daloy.
dance, yeah.
So,
Well, for you, she was a part of the ballet school,
Ballet Philippines.
Ballet Philippines, yeah. And then she took her master's in York University for
Yes.
dance. Specific is
Dance. Yeah, MA Dance.
MA in dance.
Yeah.
And then I decided I was with UP Dance for about 6 years, and then I was an apprentice for Daloy Dance Company, and then I just focused on teaching ballet, and I'm also a coach. So yeah, and she's also teaching right now in the academe. So Wayne McGregor's show, I think we just have to have like a general talk about it because
That's sort of what opened the festival, which is, I think, a big thing. We feel like contemporary dance from Europe and stuff like that aren't really... I mean, it's like super celebrated there, but not
Right.
super here. We're still sort of mainstream ballet people.
And I feel
Right.
like we are at like the baby steps of contemporary in our own
Yeah.
right.
It's definitely growing.
Yeah, it's definitely growing. I'm not saying that it's not the best. I mean, anyway, but I'm not saying it's not good. It is still very good. I just feel like there are a lot of others in other countries who have already
Developed
developed different ways, different
processes.
Yeah.
And
of making
of
a
researching
dance.
movement.
Yeah.
yeah.
Researching
So-
movement, concept, and stuff like
For
that.
example, with Wayne McGregor, so it was 23 sections because it's based on the genetic code of chromosomes. And there's an algorithm aspect to it that's also based in Wayne McGregor's genetic code. And it's the algorithm.
I see. Was it
It's
by
the
chance? I think you
algorithm-
mentioned
it's
something
the
about by
algorithm
chance.
that
Okay.
sort of randomly chooses.
So is this
the in
algorithm
between.
like a computer? Is it?
I don't know, they didn't specify.
I
So,
see. Okay.
like when I read the reviews, I guess people didn't really question what algorithm meant.
Because when I think of algorithm, there must be something or someone that randomized it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there was also the randomness
Yeah.
of
So
art
even
in
then, it's very
Merce Cunningham's,
general.
right?
Yeah. But that's the thing, like with your first world global north dance companies, with contemporary dance companies, as someone who's watched pieces like that, like after watching it, I felt like I was back in Canada watching
Yeah.
something. They have all these weird random concepts that are readily acceptable
Yeah.
because the movement language and the development of
I
the
see. Yeah.
physicality is so visceral already.
Okay, yeah. Mm.
Because I think for us, we're like super focused on what's the
Aesthetic?
concept.
Yeah,
Like,
concept, yeah. Well, a lot.
and it has
I
to
feel
be
like, yeah.
critical, or maybe because it's the history of
And I also think that we
contemporary
like
dance.
narrations, narratives.
narratives,
Yeah,
yeah.
we like things that are much more cleaner in terms of like start, middle, and end.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't go about
Yeah,
that
with
usual thing
structure.
with structure
Yeah.
even, and if it's not that, ako personally, I
Yeah.
know that I have a bias. I'm not saying like that's the perfect one, but my bias is towards a narrative as well.
Right.
Because
And-
that's
and
what I'm used to.
That's what I had coming in, because it's like random structure.
Mm.
So there's really no pattern that's
Right, yeah.
recognizable. I think
Yeah.
that's the point of the algorithm. So I think the review, like Marge Enriquez, I think there were 3 reviews, right? I think someone said like it's something that Filipino audiences need to learn how to watch or aren't used to watching. Like not everyone appreciates it.
I think that's a good point to make, where we should be more, even if it puts you in an uncomfortable but okay, I'm gonna be just quick to say that there is definitely an economic standpoint that you have to consider here, because if you're not the type of person who wants to be uncomfortable with what you're watching, it also has to do with a lot of your economic status at the moment.
Yeah,
if you're willing,
if you're willing to subsume
spend-
yourself in
yeah,
something that you don't really
to spend a certain amount of money to see
understand.
something that will make you possibly uncomfortable when it's an escapist for a lot
Although
of other people.
it was sort of escapist. Like I watched it not with trying to understand what it means. I think that's
Yeah.
the point also. It was
Yeah.
abstract. The choreography was developed with his dancers. It sort of evolved. It was definitely interesting to watch. Very new movement language that we haven't seen before. But that was it. And very good lighting. That's what a lot of people are saying also, because I like reading reviews and reading what people have to say on Facebook just
Yeah.
to know like
Uh-uh.
am I
Pero
the
alam
same?
mo, that's interesting also kasi even the lights plays a huge role in a performance. I think it
An
was
interesting experience.
yeah.
They should have had a trigger warning, but I think what is most interesting to me then was that I saw people who you don't really see in contemporary dance shows, like in the orchestra center, like,
Yeah.
and it makes you wonder, do they just appreciate it because it's from the global north,
Right. Ooh. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
it's
okay.
a sort of designer show that you need to see, which is fine because that meant that Samsung did its job of bringing more audiences in.
Yeah, but it also begs the question: what about the local performance? Is
Yeah.
that what- yeah. Of course.
And by global
definitely.
north, I mean like they have the funds and resources to develop a piece such as that every day.
Correct.
And
Yeah. Well, I think that's very very sensitive topic.
Yeah.
In a way that nobody really, for me, I don't think a lot of people like to be called out for the pretentiousness of their
Tastes.
taste, of what they're doing, of their actions, right? Because there is some sort of pretentiousness. And the only reason why, not the only reason, but one of the reasons that they decide to, because there's certain status that
Yeah.
comes with watching a
And
show like
actually,
that.
on a positive, like I had hoped that the same people would come
Right,
for
to
the
watch a
contemporary dance.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, while there were a lot of people who I didn't know, I mean, I've worked with CCP
yeah.
for years, so I know sort of who the
circle,
people are who come in.
The same people who watch
The
shows.
same
yeah.
people who watch are there, but
But there were new faces.
there were new faces,
That's
at
good.
least.
Yeah, that's
Just
very
not the
good.
people who
Right.
were in
yeah.
the Wayne McGregor show.
Parang yun yung usual na sinasabi, is na parang it's shocking. Not in a bad way. I think what they meant was na it was all so new. From the lights to the concept to the dancing, it was all so new.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were trying to
Say, in
absorb.
the Philippines.
It's something new, and I don't know yet how to consume it or how to absorb
Which
it.
is good.
Yeah. of course, definitely. I feel like there'll be more opportunities anyway.
Hopefully.
So we digress. Let's go. Come back to the.
We can go to the contemporary.
Yes, we can now
Gala.
go on. Yeah. So this one is we're going to talk about the contemporary dance in a way that we have a guide question to try to make sense of it.
Feeling ko, although it was the second time this happened, the contemporary dance, for this gala, it was really curated by Myra Beltran of Contemporary Dance Network Philippines. So, 2 years, but as with anything in the arts, there's always going to be a history that built up to that
Yeah.
idea. So, I'm asking you, because I think you're more involved with it, being with UP Dance and Daloy, like, what was IDD for the contemporary? What was the International Dance Day before Samsung for the
Yeah.
contemporary dance
Thank
community?
you for that wonderful
It's
question.
a great question. Yeah.
So for me, my experience and the first thing that I remember ever of International Dance Day was in 2009. I wasn't part of UP Dance just yet. I was in high school. But when I was a freshman na, parang nakwento lang sa akin na the International Dance Day that they did the year before was to dance in the LRT.
Oh, I was there.
You were there, girl. Yun yung pinakauna kong. That was my first memory of how we celebrated International Dance Day, which was usually disruption, public disruption.
Were you
Was-
interested in that? Like when you heard
It was the
about it?
uso eh. If you remember between late 2000s to early 2010s, ang pinakauso was flash mob,
Ah, really?
public disruptions, yung mga ganon. Kasi it kind of like brought about like yung breakness from the proscenium stage to regular everyday diba?
Yeah.
So, yun yung una kong naalala. It's not that I wasn't interested, but syempre, coming from a proscenium dancer,
Ballet school
background and all of that traditional elements, I was like, oh, okay, sige.
I think the following year was Green Belt.
No, I think that was
With
the
the
year
mannequins.
before. I think nauna yun.
Yung mannequins. Nandun ka ba sa mannequins?
Hindi, tama. 2009 was the LRT. 2010, April, summer ng 2010 was yung sa Green Mannequin.
Basically, that was the history.
So that was the history, mostly disruptions. And then I did, the first memory ko na talaga, 2013, we did Rosas, ano to?
Ni Teresa de Kiersmacher. Rosas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that in BGC in High Street. It was a Sunday, very mainit. Basta ginawa namin yun with Air Dance Company,
Right.
UP Dance Company,
What was it like? Like,
dancing.
doing that in
ganun.
BGC?
BGC wasn't what it is now kasi. Back then, I remember it was just literally High Street. And a few buildings here and there, but it's not what it is now. It was just like literally in the middle
High
of, you know
Street.
where the Rock is? Then sa may near to the Surrender area.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where we did where we did the
And there
the
were
public
people.
disruption. As in we just sat on a chair and we started dancing, and then there was like sounds, and I don't even remember if people were watching it. There's a video of me out there.
Oh.
Well, not of me, of that performance.
What did it feel like?
It felt like, to be fair, it just felt like you're performing at a regular venue, yeah. Because you do have to have some sort of focus on it anyway.
Right.
But it is interesting to have like an informal way of like, hey guys, it's International Dance Day. This is what we're doing for it. Ganyan. So very informal lang siya. I'm not really sure when the show started eh. It was really like a public disruption nga. It's not anything like a show. It's a flash mob.
So
It was
parang
weird.
basically from your experience, International Dance Day was just a day to disrupt
Not to disrupt,
things
but just kind of like
for
the
Contemporary
way.
Dance Network.
For us, it's not to disrupt. Kasi when you say disrupt,
Yeah.
it kind of gives this notion that
Political.
no, parang alam mo yung you're okay, I guess disruption. You want to shake the status quo na parang there is this kind of other dance form that is available. But more than that, I think it was just a way for us to be one, cheap about it.
Because you didn't know, you didn't need to hire a
cheap.
theater.
There was no need for a
Yeah.
theater. All we needed were chairs. We
And
just needed like
coordination lang with the
coordination with
space,
the
yeah.
high street, ganyan, diba? And then people just had to sit down,
That's
do their thing, and then
interesting.
get
Yeah,
out. You know,
yeah.
because we didn't have the
So
funds
it was
back
like
then.
that
Yeah.
because there was also no theater.
Exactly.
Like we do now with Samsung.
Exactly.
So-
There was no funding. There was no funding. So parang for us, it just seemed the most natural to do.
Right.
To connect the people to the art form.
Right.
That's why I say, I think it's not disruption.
It was
Uh,
convenient.
Convenient or
It was
a product of its...
It was contingent.
contingent, a
on-
product of its circumstance.
Yeah. Contingent on the realities of contemporary dance.
Yeah. So now that we have this now that this is the second year that we have a platform to actually have, different genres performing on stage and
Yeah,
with
it's a
funding.
big thing.
It is a big thing.
And that contemporary dance has its own
Yeah.
gala. And then I think the years after was like dance forum. Ba?
Yes. I remember
Instagrammable.
2015, Mamera's pieces yun eh.
So parang bumalik na rin.
2015, 2016.
It wasn't really, it was a black box.
It's
So
a
it
black
went back
box.
to like Miss Myra's house.
Yeah. Space.
To gather people.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, after the one in BGC, we started performing in Mamira's space nga for International Dance Day. If I'm not mistaken talaga. Yeah. So that's why I feel like we brought it in. We brought it back to the to the black box formula.
And still with air dance. UP
Still with air dance, with UP dance.
So now we go to Samso. Which performance stood out the most for you? So for this edition, were the groups. There were 10 groups. There was Hiraya Contemporary Dance Company, Paradance, Guangming Dance Project, Mary Dance,
Yeah.
Galao, Daloy Dance, Garcia Sanchez School of Dance,
I think I'm gonna be
Teatro
biased.
Ambahanon.
I think I'm gonna be
Wait lang.
biased. Sige,
Teatro
go.
Ambahanon, UP Dance.
So I'm gonna be biased.
Yeah.
So
So what
sabi
is
ko
your
na
favorite?
UP dance ako dati. Syempre yun yung the best.
Yun yun.
Na-joke
Bakit the
lang.
best? Ako biased rin, pero hindi. Joke lang. Joke
Ano,
lang.
Guangming?
No, it was a really good program. From last, like, really
Yeah.
good.
Sa akin, for me, my bias performance, the standout performance is still going to be the Paradance. Without any biases.
Why? How come?
For me, it hits the heart.
the heart.
Kasi it has always been a fear of mine of what if one day I lose my limbs.
Oh, interesting.
It's an irrational fear.
Okay.
It's just na para, what if like one day, some things like that. So, wala lang. So, for me, seeing them on stage was very inspirational to go beyond, to not be confined to your quote-unquote limits. Quote-unquote, I say it with love. It's not exactly a limit. We know that. But, as a dancer who uses the limbs, the legs a lot, that fear is real.
It sort of belongs to contemporary dance gala because it represents something else.
Yeah.
Not just, it's a para dance sport. I think within the frame of contemporary dance and with us. as well,
with the
even-
concept of
you read it a
of do
different way.
na parang do what you wanna do in life, and that's the most for me the best
best
concept
message.
to be honest, the best message dun sa whole show na parang. And then another standout performance sa akin was yung yung kay Ding Dong, yung A.
Bakit?
Standout performance siya sa akin because
While you were queuing backstage, joke lang.
oo. Hindi kasi sa akin, idamon ng Teatro Ambahanon, actually, I really enjoyed
Teatro
it. But
Ambahanon.
so yung kay Ding Dong kasi, it was, I'm at the stage na parang, actually, sometimes gusto ko lang talaga manood ng, whether it's dancing lang, no concept, no deeper meaning to it, ganyan.
Yeah.
But it encompasses also just beyond dancing. A is about enjoying, just dancing, the Budot's culture. I don't
It's Budots.
Not Budots, but alam mo yung parang that dancey vibe lang of like, okay, ganyan, sayo lang tayo. And to me, that was really, it's a nice exploration, more than concept, more than what will this mean, what will this piece
Although the concept itself was that thing, that you can take a pop dance something and present it as a contemporary dance.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't read it.
Pop
No,
dance.
I didn't read
Wait, what's the description?
I didn't read the description. If you read the description kasi parang what then is the point of how
What's in
you read it?
Tagalog? A is isang magaan at mapaglarong Masaya man.
Sumasalamin sa kabataan at malayang pagpapahayag sa sarili.
Ah.
Masaya, makulit na may tapang at pinanggalingan lang ng simpleng kagustuhan na sumayaw. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yun nga. That's why.
Celebration.
The point is to just the innocence of wanting to move, the wanting to create something like that. And I appreciate that kind of concept after.
And then also, like, what is that? Infective? Is that a word?
Yeah, it was
Like,
infectious.
Infectious. Infectious.
Masters po yan,
Na parang you just feel the groove and the rhythm of the piece. And then the dancers were so just happy
Yeah.
dancing it. Na parang natural na rin.
How about you? What was your stand-up performance?
I didn't watch all. It's part of the organizing committee because I was also taking pictures, so I didn't get to see it.
Although I wasn't able to see the performances proscenium-wise. I was at the side watching everything, and I had to because it was my job at the time.
You said you like teatro.
Teatro Ambahanan was very fun also. Maybe, I don't know.
May boo.
Maybe I am that, my boo.
Yeah.
I don't know also, but maybe that's really just where I am at right now. Na parang, I don't want to see, not that I don't want to see, but I just prefer something that doesn't make me...
What for you was too conceptual? Or too pandi. Feeling ko that's what you're pointing to.
Okay, I'm going to say it. Yes, sometimes we artists can be too conceptual with their work, and sometimes for me, it can be a little bit tiring to see. That's my personal take on
I feel like
these.
what you mean is like when there are pieces that demand us to like watch it like that, like
Versus sometimes na I do just want to enjoy, whether it's aesthetically pleasing or it's just fun or it's just, cute, or maybe they just found a way to move differently. Sometimes I'm at that headspace, but also sometimes I also understand na there is a need to push for a better concept, to talk about it, to have a discussion, to what's the other D word?
discourse.
To create the other D word. To have a discourse, especially with lots of things going on in the world, economic. But also sometimes,
You just want to watch.
no naman, but like sometimes, you think about it na, nga, bakit kailangan laging may historical meaning, may social meaning, may economic meaning dun sa gagawin mo as a dancer? Bakit minsan hindi ka na lang pwede gumawa ng sayaw
Which,
lang?
to be fair, meaning really is always going to be there.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just saying in part of depth.
based on the
Yeah.
perceiver also of the kind of meaning that they can
Yeah.
get out of it.
Yeah. Well, yun. Very well said, madam. The job.
Pero yung teatro ang baharan, ano nagustuhan mo doon?
Kasi, ang cute niya, hindi namin siya So, for context, during the run, none of us knew what was going on because none of us spoke Bisaya, or maybe a few did.
So, sa cues, you were like,
So, sa cues kami
sinasabi
parang,
nila.
okay, nagsalita sila, diba? Pero parang hindi namin siya naiintindihan.
Okay.
So, we were just kind of like, okay, sige, ang cute kasi parang may tatlong bulag na sumasayaw na babae with their quirky ways of So, parang it was cute. And then, come the show itself, people started laughing. The audience started laughing. We heard chuckling. We heard like, and then even us in the headset, we were like, ay, nakakatawa pala yung sinasabi nila.
Oh my gosh.
Tapos parang another person said, yeah, I think medyo bastos yung sinasabi nila. Kasi may word na naalala siya. Tapos ako parang,
The word that Duterte loves using.
okay. So, yeah. And then, I asked Ding Dong, our friend, the choreographer of A, afterwards, on what they were saying. Tapos apparently, they were talking about their pickup lines. They were crass pickup lines in Bisaya.
Okay.
Okay, yun yung sinabi ni Ding Dong ha. Kung nagkamali po siya, please come at him, not at me.
Yes, pero tama yun. I think
Yeah,
the student said that also.
Yeah. So parang alam mo, kami parang, it makes sense. And nakakatawa siya na parang a different way to take on someone na albularyo. Yun eh.
For love ba yun? Yung albularyo?
Albularyo.
Ano ba yung
Ayan o.
Spirit doctor.
Spirit doctor siya. Spirit doctor. Albularyo. Inday. Kasi 'di ba? Ano ba yung it's a different take on an albularyoisms. Isms. Pero it's a different take on on yung mga nai-imagine mo na parang,
Serious, spiritual,
na,
ganyan.
spiritual. Tapos sila parang may chain, nagsasabi ng mga
Ah.
bastos na joke, ng pick up, ganyan. So it was very light,
Parang
but at the
parody,
same time, yeah, but at the same time it was, you got it. You'd understand what they were
Right.
going for. And I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, I saw the chain. Parang pinapass around nila yung
Yeah.
chain.
Yeah,
To symbolize.
Passing on to the next life, I think.
Oh.
I think, if I get it wrong, if my understanding of it was wrong po, sorry po, pero yun po
What
yung
about the
pagkakaintindi ko.
composition? Like,
Composition-wise, it was a lot heavy on locking and hip-hop. Hindi ako magaling, pero yung yun na
so
po yung
interesting
attempt
rin
ko.
yung...
Yeah, interesting din
Was there a
siya.
narrative?
Yes, there was a start, middle, and end. And how about you? Of the ones that you remember
I feel like I wasn't in the headspace
to watch it.
to watch. But I enjoyed all the pieces.
Okay.
Really strong dancing from everyone.
Actually, I also like Kuya JM's piece. And even kay Mike. Pero yung kay Kuya JM first.
Ay,
Kay
yung
Kuya
GMDP.
JM, sa
Yeah.
Guangming Dance Project, they were talking about the process. It's called A Day in the Life. And it just is basically
A
about,
circle of life.
parang, it was just really about a teacher, a choreographer, creating a dance.
I described it in her social media post as like a love letter of a choreographer to a dancer.
Yeah,
I
can
know
see
the
that.
background, but
It's a love letter of a choreographer. Yeah. So, ako naman, it was nice for people to see what is the process in performance ba?
Yeah, in
Diba?
creating a
In creating a
piece.
piece.
Yeah.
Na parang, ano nga ba yung nangyayari? Hindi lang alam ng mga tao that they only just see the finished
Right.
the finished product. They don't know ano yung mga iniyakan ng dancer.
Oo. Tsaka pinapag-usapan yung quality ng movement, paano mo ginagawa
Yeah.
na tama,
Oo.
yung atake.
Na parang, ano ba dito? And then, there was also the part na, sino ba talaga yung tama dun sa pagkopya kay Cher?
Yes.
Diba?
Kay Cher.
Kay Cher. Kasi yun yung tawag
This
sa mga...
authoritative
Yeah,
figure.
na parang, no, of the choreographer.
Of the choreographer,
Diba?
yeah.
Parang, sino dito, kaninong version yung tama? And in a way, that's very interesting as an audience because you don't know what if this is the final, if this is what the choreographer meant.
Yeah.
Because there was process, was filtered
Yeah.
out, it was this, ang
It
dami
had to
niyang-
be discussed,
negotiated, diba? Parang ano ba yung pagkakasunod niya?
This transference from the choreographer's
For
body
sure.
to the dancer's
For sure,
body.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that was interesting also. And it didn't need to be heavy. It didn't need to be so dramatic. It was just in general of like how contemporary is perceived.
Right.
Ako, personally, I think a lot of people perceive contemporary as like, oh, sobrang dark na naman yan. Sobrang hindi ko na naman maintindihan
Yeah.
yung concept. Pero the contemporary scene in the Philippines do come out with pieces like this na parang easily consumable, easily digestible. That does not need you to think of, tungkol saan to? Which I feel sets us up for people to not watch.
Yeah.
When they think of contemporary, na yun lang yun.
Conceptual and
Conceptual
hard to
na
figure out.
laging mabigat, laging dark, ganyan. When hindi naman.
I think I realized that I appreciated pala composition, that each choreographer has their own way of ordering, not necessarily the story, but like
Yeah.
ordering the elements of time, space, and everything.
Oo.
Like GMDP was about nga the process, and then how did he tell that story through composition of, it starts with the choreographer and then go to the dancers. They're rehearsing.
Yeah.
They're talking. There's a timer at the back to make it clear that, it's really anxiety driven. Like, if you're a dancer and then the choreographer's gonna walk out on you and you have to get it together, make it happen together as a group.
Yeah.
So, and then other piece, like, I actually appreciated air dance as well.
Yes. I like that piece
They
also.
were non-dancers, I think. This is by Nicole Primero. Because the pattern was clear.
Yeah.
And then she just played with that pattern in space to make
Yeah.
a piece. And they just did the same thing over and over again. But it was the playing with it and the figuring out how it starts, how it ends. And there was, however, another piece na parang sa start pa lang, gets mo na kung saan siya pupunta and ano yung point. Which, now I get why people study composition because
Which one is this?
Secret.
Chika minute, ayaw pag-usapan.
Hindi, yung parang may concept ka, and then at the start, we required everyone to have a 10-minute piece. So, at the start pa lang, parang, okay, gets ko na it's about masking oneself and then taking it off. So, parang, okay, then
what else are you going to show?
what else are you gonna say about this concept? And it's not literally saying, but saying in terms of exploration of the movement, of the body, what else can it do, and tell you pa about that concept.
Alam ko na.
Pero, na-appreciate ko naman na para baka choreographer's choice lang pala yun na gano'n, na visually mas visuals yung focus niya. Diba? Kasi composition is really, you're just playing with time, space, and bodies. And it's not a like we always tell the story, so it's not a PowerPoint presentation. If you want to say what you want to say clearer in a PowerPoint presentation, then make a PowerPoint presentation. Don't make a dance.
Fair.
I mean, you have to take into consideration the form and the art, the craft, to be able to tell your story in the way that is unique to the craft. And I don't mean your personal story, but just whatever.
What if?
Diba, like Teatro Ambahanan was very fun because you saw how the choreographer arranged people, the movement, the body,
see the thing with the Teatro Ambahanan was that they had, diba, yung spiritual doctor here and then another person, the living person. Tapos yung blocking lang was that they just stayed there entire time. Gitna. And then it was the 3 girls. I think, correct me if I'm wrong also po, Teatro Ambahanan, pag nagkamali po ako, sorry po talaga. Pero ang pagkakaintindi ko dun sa 3 babae was they were the fates. The 3 fates. Yeah. Pero yes.
Greek mythology.
The Greek mythology is like the 3 fates. Kasi ako yung naisip ko sa kanila. And they were roaming around dun sa the space. 3 nga.
I mean, the 2 people in the middle.
The 2 people. Andun lang sila sa corner.
Sa corner.
Sa down stage, stage right.
Right, okay.
Dito lang sila. And the 3 fates were the ones moving around freely. Tapos, para nagkaroon sila ng intersection of may flashlight. Di ko alam kung nakita mo yun. Cute yun eh. Parang ang creepy na parang, what's going on? This is kind of creepy, but this is fun. Na parang biglang may flashlight na nakatapat dun sa back to the people. Na parang while it was creepy, it was understood to me, by me, na this is where the intersection of the 2 worlds meet. Parang kind of like that. So there is definite clear composition sa kanila.
Right.
But okay, this is what I'm just trying to challenge onto you. And this is to me also, na parang some people are, that's just, not to say that it's their limit, but to some people, that is the extent of what they can do at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I get na parang you don't want other people, parang our own preference.
Okay.
Our own preference of seeing a more experimental or a more ganito, not so typical, not so ganito. Parang it plays on what you are just used to. And what I'm trying to challenge is na parang, well, for some people, it's just gonna be this.
Yeah, and they like that.
Yeah.
They'll be okay with it.
And you have to be okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I know, because before, people would always say, yung pyesa na yun, parang alam ko na yung mangyayari. And then I never understood what they meant. Paano mo alam? Alam mo yung steps na mangyayari. Tapos now I realized,
alam mo na.
Gets ko pala.
Okay.
Yung parang, linagay mo na yung point mo doon.
From start
Tapos dance na lang.
Okay.
Instead of mini point, make a bigger point, I don't know, after something.
Yeah, that's what you mean. Sorry. Okay, I get it. I think what was good about Michael's piece was that it was just about, it was clear na who's in charge often talks about sino ba yung, who has the power at the moment. Yes. And what I understood from there, kasi diba parang from different scenes of family to like business, teacher class, or ganyan. Yeah. And you have a different power in every situation or in every environment that you're in. Whether that's going to be in the classroom, ganun.
Yeah.
Kunyari, ako sa class, ako yung power. Yeah. Ako yung powerful as a teacher. Pero me, as a daughter, I am not the powerful.
Yeah.
Or me in a space of like, maybe just outside, I am not the one who with the power. Kind of like that. And so even if it's clear that we're talking about power dynamic, power play, there is still open for interpretation, as with what you just said, and versus like how I read it. It's still on the spectrum of like what's gonna happen next. I don't know.
And
Like that.
it's choreographed. It's not like, a dancer was beating up someone and saying, "Hey, I'm the powerful one."
And
no,
at
was
times,
sort of choreographed.
At times, di mo rin alam
The
kung sino
play.
yung
Yung may power.
Yeah,
Oo. Pero magandang point rin niya, parang it's like power is choreographed in real life as well.
Yeah,
that's the play.
Good, yeah.
You pass it around depending on how people are ordered, where people are in their position. At the same time, it could also mean accepting your privilege or recognizing your privilege. So, like you said, there are different
ways
times
of
in your
seeing
life na ikaw yung may power, ganyan.
Different ways of seeing
so,
it.
in a way, it's
Shout
political.
out, Sir Steve. Ways of seeing, Sir Steve.
So, it's political, but it's not about politicians. It's not about
kasi yung
Jose
initial,
Rizal. I don't know, diba?
Parang initial, siguro political to kasi who's in charge eh. So pag-uusapan natin. Yeah, but it's not. It's not.
And it was good dancing.
Yeah. But yeah. So what else? What else to talk about? So funny enough, Daloy's piece was actually a thesis by, an excerpt
of a thesis
of Rona Day from a former dance major.
And UP
UP
performed ASPs.
Ate Daloy's piece naman.
Where people in Mary were the original
dance cast for Dog Days Are Over. And I also performed that one back in college.
So we're all like
Yeah. So there is that very nice intersection of like, if you were one of the dancers, or if you are one of the dancers, you're just like, I remember this.
It's very nostalgic.
Yeah. Very meta.
Yeah.
I understand it. I just wish that there were just less elements on stage. Maybe I am speaking as a production assistant at that time. But I understood the concept. It was nice.
I feel like
and as a stage manager, those are just the lenses that I had.
Daloy used it because they're always also concerned with environmental
actually.
issues.
Very true. That's true.
And then to find and recognize that a dancer in your group did a thesis on climate change is a big thing.
Yeah.
Especially maybe for Ate Ea.
Yeah. So sa akin yun lang yun naman.
Maganda naman siya. People, like we talked about it in class, and my students were just worried about the goldfish. They were in distress daw. Kasi parang pinapour from a cooler to the fish bowl.
Maybe there is some ethics to it also. Something to think about, definitely, about the ethics on a live creature and being handled like that on stage.
For sure.
For entertainment
purposes. For sure, compositionally, I feel like it's easily understandable. Like with Sophia, I think that's Sophia, with a mask, walking.
Just your on a day din yung isa, diba?
Na parang may daunting presence lang going to the sort of mass of people struggling for air.
Alright, to round off
Lily
this
was also beautiful in
performance
Gala.
And concept-wise, let's just round it out. Round it off. 3 things that you're going to describe the dances, purely the dances, of this year's International Dance Day.
Like a summary?
Just three words.
3 words.
3 words to describe.
Beautiful. Joke lang. Diverse.
Okay. So beautiful, diverse.
Larger than last year.
Wait.
Diverse, larger. Is it more daring?
More daring. Okay, let's make it into one word. I don't know also. Sa akin, mine would probably be different but the same. Different, same community. Kasi it feels like it's different, but at the same time, there's something the same about it. Some things will never change, but we know that it's different.
The ending was everyone was just so warm
and
happy for each other.
Yeah.
And they got, like, in the end with A and Dog Days, like, everyone was just shouting also backstage, helping the dancers with their noise. So it ended up really happy and really well.
I'm happy about the performance, I think. I hope everyone's also quite happy. Pero siguro malaki lang yung ano ko, no, yung ego ko. Pero parang contemporary yung nag-start ng International Dance Day. Yeah, shout out Ma'am Myra for doing that. From the very beginning, it became a platform for dance.
2006? I don't know when it started for contemporary dance at Manila, but it's such a nice progression. We're back to the stage, especially because contemporary dance lost its funding at CCP.
Yeah,
So now at least we have this one event every
Yeah.
year for contemporary dance to
Yeah.
reach an audience.
Yeah.
Diba? Like if there was no Samsung, the new pieces wouldn't have existed or wouldn't have been shown, and
Yeah.
you wouldn't have been able to talk about it. So that's for me. See you again next year. Yeah.
So what next episode should we talk about the next time?
What are you watching next?
We are watching, I don't know, but hopefully something. We're a party do.
I just remembered Party Do podcast.
And